viewers, welcome again to Table for Two. I'm James Neophytou. I'm here with Alexios Gennaris with our usual walkthrough events, charitable, local community, plus we've got a special guest today.
Yeah.
So, Alex, what's been happening? Do we still say Happy New Year? Not anymore.
Yeah, no, you can.
Happy New Year.
We can say
Again.
it until the end of the year. I guess Happy New Year, James. Yeah, it's kind of, it carries on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Sierra Leone. It's kind of short and sweet. Sierra Leone news.
Yep.
It's the usual, sending money for medicine for school fees. But also we sent around about 16 boxes, suitcases, plastic crates to Sierra Leone, to the Zinc House kids. There's also a baby bath. Someone donated a baby bath. So I filled it with baby shampoo, baby wash, towels, clothes, up to the brim, wrap it with cellophane, and then the parents will receive this baby bath full of goodies for their child. The plastic crates are very useful. They have lids, so when they arrive and they empty the crates, they now have a crate as well they can use
reusable
for storage. And the suitcases, as always, we're crying out for suitcases, because when we send clothes, for example, in boxes, the boxes get discarded, get thrown away.
Yeah.
But if they have a suitcase, they keep it, and it becomes their wardrobe.
So it protects the clothing.
It does, yeah. and God forbid there's a fire or a flood,
Right.
they just pick up the suitcase and out they go with it. So that's the main part. But also we've had two babies born. There's Moses.
Right.
He's Moses Jr. His father is also Moses. So Moses Jr. But we also have a baby David. Now David, we would have mentioned his brother at some point, Vincent, who was named after a friend of mine's late father, who was born on the day of Saint Vincent's feast day. He was called Vincent. The baby was born on the same day. So this is David. Now he has a brother called David. Now David has been given the name. He's been named after a late doctor, Jewish guy. So he's received the Jewish doctor's name. David's parents are Muslim, and he'll be baptized into the Orthodox faith.
Amazing.
So it's a nice little collection there of different religions, how they can all work together and live together, which is the most beautiful thing here.
As Father Ted used to say, that would be an ecumenical matter, which means
I remember that
you're joining Muslim, Jewish tradition and Christian tradition.
Yeah, which is wonderful.
It's a model.
And his widow, so she's overjoyed when I told her. She was in tears when she said that his name will carry on.
And they're also they're very strong names, aren't they? Moses and David.
Yes, most definitely. In fact, they've got the church there to Saint Moses.
Really?
Yeah, in Sierra Leone. Okay. Now, also, there's the Orthodox Catechism class run by Father Alexios in Bristol. Well, it's all over. It's on MS Teams.
Yeah.
So he invited me to talk about Sierra Leone, and they call it missionary work, but
you're a pretend missionary.
I'm an accidental missionary, as I wrote an article for the AECA, the accidental missionary. I didn't go there looking for converts, but it happens. And all we're doing is showing them love, really, and that's what they need.
Who attends that event? Who attends those teams?
There were these people who are going to be obviously baptized into the Orthodox faith. Father Stephen knows them all well. They've been running these classes for a while now, so they all know each other. I was also a newcomer to it. But the feedback I got was absolutely was brilliant. Just the feedback alone, and it's good to just spread the word and let people know what's happening. So that's kind of our Sierra Leone news.
Is that a monthly thing that Father Anastasios runs?
It's
periodically.
I'm not sure because he has another one coming up very soon.
Good.
In fact, today, day of recording, they have another one happening as well.
Very good.
Okay. Now, on to, I suppose, health matters and what we usually talk about. It's quite interesting. I was thinking about a student of mine just yesterday who has Tourette's. Now, he's probably about our age. I was his mentor, so I used to see him once a week, and he was the youngest person in England to have Botox injections in his neck to try and tighten the muscles. His physical tics were so severe that he would fall off the sofa, off the back of the sofa as a child. Right. He almost fell out of a window once, and they actually thought he had epilepsy when they first saw these these
Movements,
tics because they were so severe. And then they found out it was Tourette's. So he has the physical Tourette's. He also has the vocal Tourette's in that he will swear.
Say something.
Now through problems in life, he ended up drinking. Now when he would drink, he would then get very loud and swear a lot. But that's the Tourette's now more so than the alcohol. Police would intervene and so on and so forth. So I used to take him for mentoring to a coffee shop. I think it was in Enfield actually, and he would start speaking like this very fast, and his mind would be going, zooming on ahead, and because there were elements of ADHD within his Tourette's. And so what I say to him was, I say, look, I'm going to ask you a question. Then I'll count to 10, and you have to wait until I reach 10 before you can answer.
So you slowed him down.
So I'd say, for example, what's the capital of France? 1, 2, 3, and he's eager to say so eager, and I finally get to 10, Paris. Then another question: what colour is grass? 1, 2, get to 10, green, and that would slow down the thought process enough for us to continue with the mentoring. Wonderful guy. So now I mentioned the ADHD. Now the ADHD, the days when I used to do Ju Jitsu, in fact, I used to take the young class for their warm up, and we used to do squats. So we lined up. I'd be saying I'll squat down. I said I'm going to count to 10. No one's allowed to count with me. I have to count alone. And as we're counting, I'm doing punches 1, 2. So we're squatting down, and then I stand up. Then I said, well, now we're going to do 15. Squat down again. 1, 2, 3. And one boy, he'd always start, he would be looking at me, 7. And I go, no. All right, stay as you are, stay down. 1, 2, 3. And I'd be looking at him. He wants to like jump in. 3, 4. We get to 15, then down to 20. Get to about 7 again. 8. Okay, stay as you are. And his ADHD was so much so that he had to jump in, and he had to say, and we'd actually reach about 30 seconds of squatting, and I'll start 19, and I'll be looking at him, 20, 21, and then we start again. So but it didn't work with him as it did with the adult. But I found when I had students with ADHD, obviously teenagers, late teens, early 20s, some of them had gone through some trauma in their life, losing a grandparent, losing a parent. As soon as this is with the male student, as soon as they suffered that trauma, the ADHD or the effects of ADHD would actually go. The hyperactivity would actually just leave them all of a sudden. It's like a switch being switched off, and then they're calm after that trauma.
Amazing.
So if someone could study that and look into it, and
something else takes over.
Yeah. If I had one student, the teacher would send him into the field to run all the way around the field and come back again, because he was just all over the place. Yeah. Now I mentioned also Ju Jitsu. Now I've been going Ju Jitsu on and off for several years, probably about 30 years now. Actually. We've had obviously students with ADHD. There's a boy, he's 19 now. There's a boy with autism, Jamie. I've known him since he was quite young. And what I noticed with Jamie in particular, and even his father said, his communication has developed so much since Ju Jitsu, and his confidence as well. So rather than being a recluse, rather than being isolated, he will move forward and he will try and talk to people. Now that brings us on to our guest, Angela. So a lady whose son has autism. Now that's all I'm going to say about that, because she's now going to join us, or join me, and then we can continue with Angela at the chair.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Thanks, James, for sitting there. Okay. Slight change to the show now. I've become the interviewer. We have with us Angela, who I mentioned has a son, Harry, who actually attends Ju Jitsu. He's how old, Harry?
He's 22.
22 years old. Okay. Obviously, I've seen him through the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
So so I haven't seen him in action.
Yeah,
I think I've seen him being throttled a couple of times in some of the moves.
Yes, I did post a lot of pictures on the group. Before
we talk too much about it, I just want to know, does Sensei Jason, does he go easy on Harry?
He does. There are times where, Sensei Jason will has to focus on their behaviour and obviously follow a certain routine. But yeah, it makes it quite fun for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what eased Harry into Jiu Jitsu.
Okay, brilliant. Well, just to explain, Sensei Jason, he's the instructor, Jason Fitzpatrick. He's an ex-paratrooper.
That's it, good boy. That's it, that's what I want to get you. I want to get you throwing punches.
Come on then, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, go on. Good boy.
That's it. There you go.
Good.
And we once did a self-defense class for women as well before you started.
Okay.
And he'd bring me along as the one he was going to hit. So he'd demonstrate something called carotid artery, whereby if you had the carotid artery done to you, where you chop the carotid artery and then you get dizzy. I almost fell. I almost passed out because he did it so hard. And all the women go, oh.
They got scared. Yeah.
No, they were scared for me, not for themselves. But but that hopefully does the class again. My daughter went, Marina. She was, I think, 16 at the time, and she really enjoyed it. And they're women of all ages. So yes, hopefully they do that again.
Yeah.
Now with Harry, just a few, just questions, general question. I mean, when was he diagnosed with autism?
He was diagnosed at the age of 2, so it's been like 20 years now. So he was diagnosed quite young, and then I thought, okay, you know, he's got autism, he'll get the help that he needs. But it was quite difficult, like say 20 years ago. The education system didn't quite meet the needs
That's
of
surprising.
of him.
I thought there'd have been.
I think today there are schools where autistic child can benefits from there. There's like the autism resource provision in a lot of schools now, whereas there wasn't 20 years ago.
Okay.
Well, when he started, when it was 5, he still needed like a lot of help, but there wasn't that help.
How did the diagnosis come about, though? How did that come about?
When he was a baby, he just acted in a strange way, especially with his eating of all things. And today, he loves his food, and you wouldn't think he had an eating problem. So I found it quite odd. When he had his 2-year check, which sadly has stopped now, they don't have the 2-year check that they do, that they did then. They don't have it today. They picked up on him being quite immature for his age. But as a health visitor pointed out, he wasn't being naughty. But there was something not quite right. And she said, do you want to refer him? I said, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Anything to find out what his problem is.
What about education-wise? I mean, have you been going just to standard schools or schools with units?
Primary school, he did go mainstream, but when he left primary school, he had to go to a special needs school. But because he was doing quite well academically, he did then move to a mainstream school, but they had the ARP unit, which is autism resource provision, which did help him a lot.
Okay, which school was this?
That's a Winchmore school.
Okay,
and
very
that's
good.
where he met Jamie Binning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Is that how he got into the Jiu Jitsu, through Jamie?
That's how
Oh,
I got
really?
into,
Okay.
Yeah, because what it was, on his 15th birthday, I said, right, we'll have a party for you, and we'll invite a few individuals. Obviously, they had autism as well. I think there must have been about 8 children. And then I met Jamie's dad, Lance, and he said, oh, bring him to Jiu-Jitsu. And I said, there's no way he's going to go. I said, okay, I'll take him to the open day. And that was it.
Oh, excellent.
We turned the corner with his behaviour. He was more confident, more focused.
What about life skills? Has it helped in any of his life skills?
Life
Socialising and just being with people?
He's generally fairly quiet. Social skills, you know, still working on his skills, like the confidence, self-esteem's still a little bit low. We're still working on that, but he's up and coming.
What's his communication like? How is he with speaking?
He's very clear speaking.
Will you have a full conversation with someone?
You can have a full conversation, but you have to kind of like initiate that conversation with him.
Yeah. I had a student many years ago who had Asperger's,
Right.
and he was at university, and whilst we were doing the mentoring, he would suddenly stop talking. So he'd be talking, chatting, and then he'd stop talking, look at his cup of tea, pick it up, and then carry on talking. So someone taught him.
Sure.
Rather than talk, you have to stop sometimes, drink a cup of tea, and then put it. So that became like almost a robotic action.
Yes.
But it would stop him talking. Has Harry had to learn any of these?
Now that you've mentioned it, no, he hasn't.
Okay.
Maybe he kind of needs to learn something like that just to help him.
Has he ever had mentoring? Mentoring support as someone who's going to help him just move forward and...
Yeah, he gets that with the school he's under now. He goes to Wesley School, but he's only there once a week, only because he's doing work placement now and travelling on his own. So this has all just happened recently. And that's built up his confidence.
What's he studying?
He's not studying at the moment. It's just literally, like you say, mentoring to enter the work life.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've assessed several students with autism, different ends of the scale, some with very limited communication, some with hardly any social skills at all. But they've gone to university and they've had the Disabled Students Allowance, which has allowed them to purchase, or help them to purchase a laptop with specific software, recording devices for lectures, and also the mentoring support as well. So, you know, it doesn't have to end here. There's foundation courses as well. They'll get support.
Definitely.
They have autism with foundation courses. So it's worth looking into.
Absolutely.
And seeing what Harry would like to do. I mean, what are his classic traits, if you have any?
Classic traits, he's generally, I think it's more the social side where he's just a bit of a loner. Sometimes you have to coax him into joining the group. He just like buries himself in his phone, so you just have to like, you know, come and join in. Traits.
Does he have any obsessive behaviour? As in, if you buy him a book, he has to have the whole series. Or if you buy him a toy, he has to have the whole series.
He's more with his clothing actually, where he likes to wear matching colours, like from your socks to your shirt, and he could make a mess of his wardrobe just to wear a really good outfit, but he really pulls that outfit in really well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What belt is he at Ju Jitsu?
He is now purple.
All right. Okay. Oh, and the same as
me. In the last 18 months, I've now joined Ju Jitsu as well.
Are you still a white belt, or
No, I'm now orange belt. I can't keep up with the amount of belts. I've done 3 belts.
How was your grading after the white belt when you had a grading?
It was quite nerve-wracking. I didn't think I would get as far as I would do, but it's quite. I'm building my confidence like with Harry. I thought, well, you know, I can kind of like work alongside him, and I think it's helped him as well.
Definitely.
But it's amazing to see how he has opened up, and he's more confident, and speaking a lot more confident to speak.
I've got to start coming back to the Monday evening class in that case and see Harry.
Yeah,
hopefully he's not as dirty a fight as Jamie is. When I used to grapple Jamie, you know Jamie well.
Yes, of course,
So I'd lie on the mat, he'd sit on top of me, and then because I've got the gi, he'd start pulling the hairs out of my chest.
No.
Yeah, this is Jamie.
Yes,
I love Jamie.
Bless him.
But have you always found it easy to talk about Harry's autism?
Yeah, I like to raise awareness regarding his autism, because I found when he was in mainstream school, a lot of the LSAs, learning support assistants, they just didn't know enough. It was a bit like they're an autistic. They're individuals, and I don't think they know that. They realise that. You know, they're individuals.
Of course, and each child with autism is different. They're not. You can't go by what's written in the books as well.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
Okay. So, what's the next step for Harry now? I mean,
well, at the moment he's doing work placement with Google, working in the post room. Which just happened. Well, for me, it kind of happened out of the blue. I thought, oh my God, will he ever work? You know, just to get up and have a purpose in life, get up in the morning and do something with himself. So he's landed this job, and we're hoping it will become more permanent.
That's good.
So he's been given that chance, so we're moving forward with that.
That's brilliant. What about Ju Jitsu? What's the next step for Ju Jitsu now?
Ju Jitsu, well, the good thing about that, he's got something to aim for, so like his next belt.
That's a brown belt. There's two
brown
levels,
belt 1.
That's what I need to go for, so maybe I'll have to train with Harry.
Yes, of course, I think there's another person, if I can mention his name, Tony, he's doing his brown.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So they are working together, which is great.
This is Tony O.
Yep, that's it.
And who knows it, is a Nigerian guy, I've got to say. He's been doing Jiu-Jitsu longer than I have. And he's such a lovely guy. The first time I met him, so I think he's about 2 years older than me.
Okay.
So he had been doing it for a while. and I was only a white belt, and I did this beautiful like hip throw on him, and he was lying on his back, shocked that this white belt has now thrown him. But yeah, but he speaks. Have you spoken Greek with him? He speaks Greek as well.
Yes, yeah.
He
We
knows
always
Greek.
exchange a few Greek words with Tony. Yeah, it's great.
I miss the crowd. I mean, obviously, there's Rupert, Sensei Kevin.
That's right.
Now these are obviously former pupils who started as white belts. They've now gone to black belt, and they still help the class, which is really important.
The other belt,
it lets it continue on.
That's great.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I'm going to look forward to coming back to Ju Jitsu.
Great. Yeah, look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming today, and thanks
for
your contribution, Angela.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you to Angela for that wonderful contribution.
Yeah.
I think we could get used to having guests on, Alex.
Definitely.
Mix up, yeah?
Yeah.
I think we're looking to having guests. We'll have Angela on again,
For sure.
I think.
Yeah, she has a lot more to say.
Good.
I'm sure.
Good.
Okay.
Let's move on now to community news.
Okay.
We're in the new year. Still Vasilobites being cut around the place?
I think that we've finished with Vasilobites now, but I had a quartet of Theophanies.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to make sure I had that's the right word, a quartet of Theophanies.
Right.
So we had the eve of Theophany. That was at Margate. That was the usual yearly thing where they have mayors from about, I think, 23 neighbouring towns and cities.
Yeah.
There's a marching band. There's a procession to the scene. It was the 60th anniversary.
Wow.
So that was obviously a massive event again. His Eminence Archbishop Nikitas was there. And the usual dignitaries, a whole, loads and loads of them. So that was Margate. Now, on the day of Theophany, I was St. Haralambos in East Hyde near Luton. Now, Father David, clever man that he is, he invited me from way back to come to his church. So that was in my diary, and we went there. There's a small river or brook nearby. We went there, and the thing I loved the most about this year is they had the community police with us and blocking. It's only a tiny little country road, blocking the road off, but they were with us this year, and it made a big difference. There was a mayor, there was an MP, so we had quite a few people there, and it just shows that they do take us seriously as a religion, as a people, as a community.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that was wonderful.
Good.
Now the Sunday after was a Sunday after Theophanies. That's the third one. That was at St. Luke's in Birmingham. I was invited there to receive a quite large donation for Sierra Leone. So they had their Theophany. There was a lake near the church. We went and walked to there. Bishop Maximus was there, throwing his cross into the lake. No one diving in though. It was obviously on a rope. You pull it back. And they had a function afterwards, a dinner after, and they do amazing things for their community, for their church, but also for Sierra Leone.
This morning from Father Stephen in Sierra Leone, that the baptismal font that you sent was used a few days ago to baptise 3 small babies from 7 months up to 1 year 2 months. Prior to us being involved in Sierra Leone, Bishop Platt said they'd never baptised any babies at all. Now they have a baptismal font, thanks to St. Luke, St. Andrew's Holy Transfiguration. They carry on the good work that we started here in this hall. And I'd just like to thank everyone once again. Thank you very much.
They're one of the 3 churches that donated money for the baptismal font, which a few days earlier was used for the first time when they had a baptism with 3 babies. A 7-month-old baby. I think I mentioned this before. 1 year 2 months, and another baby in between. So that was a beautiful news from Father Sordelios.
Good.
The 4th Theophany now is St. Nicholas's. Russian Orthodox Church. Well, I say Russian Orthodox. It's kind of a pan-Orthodox church. It's in Oxford. Father Stephen Platt, he runs a church there, and I think I saw him the day before. I can remember that day before, 2 days before. Oh, Father, I'll come to Oxford for your Theophany, because somehow it was in my phone diary from way back. So we went along there. Now the service was in Russian, was in English, was in Greek. I also got to read the Lord's Prayer in Sierra Leone and Creole, same as at St. Luke's as well. And that's just to raise awareness. And as soon as I finished reading it, a woman came out and said, what language was that? And just by chance, there was a lady there who knew Father or Bishop Themi in Sierra Leone as well.
Wow.
So it all worked quite well, and obviously very, very friendly, very open, very, very welcoming people. So that was St. Nicholas's in Oxford.
In Oxford.
The church was packed, by the way. They're looking for bigger premises, but Oxford is not the cheapest of cities.
So what building are they in? An old Anglican church? Or?
Yeah. I assume it was but quite a tiny building. Now there's also St. John the Baptist, their feast day. So this actually, I'm going back and forth with the news here. Now I went there for that. His Eminence was there as well, and they had the usual service, loads and loads of people. The church was packed solid, but to the left, there was the Christmas tree was still up, and there were loads of Christmas presents for children. The pews, about 5, 6, 7, 8 pews along, full of presents on the seat, on the floor, around the tree. Obviously, our Christmas had finished. I was wondering why that was there. They had a group of ladies from a Ukrainian refugee charity.
Yes.
It's called the initial are NASCIC. So when the refugees from Ukraine come to the UK, they help them out. They try and find, obviously, somewhere for them to stay and work for them. And so all those presents were for the Ukrainian refugees
to welcome them.
And it fell on their Christmas, on the old calendar's Christmas. So that was a beautiful touch. The St. John the Baptist did so much to welcome the ladies and to obviously help them out. Which was really, really good of them. Now, if I'm looking tired today, it's because I've just driven back down from Leeds.
Right.
I was there for the Three Hierarchs with His Eminence. I went up with Alexandra from Saturday. I finished work out 1 o'clock. 1:30 we left London to arrive there just before 5 when His Eminence arrived. So this is Saturday now. So this is a drive up the M1.
Yep.
We had the service there, the Great Vespers. And then the next morning we had the actual service for the Three Hierarchs. My first time in Leeds. Have you been to Leeds before?
Been to Leeds. I haven't been to any churches in Leeds.
Okay, amazing, absolutely amazing place. Amazing church as well. It's a really, really old building. From what I remember, I think it was purchased in 62-ish.
Wow.
The Cypriots of Leeds wrote to their family and friends in London, or spoke to family and friends in London, asked them, can you please help us buy a church?
Wow.
So they gave them an interest-free loan. So they bought the church, enormous building, plus the school across the road from the church as well. So it's quite a long established community, but I didn't even realise. I thought there would be just a few people, but it was
60 years plus.
Lots of Cypriots. I was even surprised at that, the Cypriots. And one of the guys there, Spiro, was saying that a lot of the people there are from Bitsiya.
Right.
Bitsiya is the region where my grandparents came from.
They do tend to congregate in the same areas, don't they? People from the same villages.
Yeah, I'd love to go back there and just to speak more to the people there who've been there for a long, long time. So that was Three Hierarchs. Now we have one more thing that we both attended.
Yes.
That was the Byzantine School of Music, the BSM.
Yes.
And it was there. What was it, James?
You tell me.
It was there, Basilovita Kasi.
Yes, it
was.
was.
The last one of the. I was saying last one we attended of the year.
Yeah.
We had obviously Bishop Yagovo. He was there with Father Deacon Gregory there, who's by the time the show goes out, he'll be ordained into the priesthood. So yeah, there'll be photos from that during the next show, but that should be a massive event just for Father Gregory. He's well respected, much loved by the whole community. Even Bishop Raphael from Scotland, from Edinburgh, is coming down for the ordination. Right. So it's going to be a massive, massive event.
Father Gregory is from Scotland, though, isn't he?
He is.
Originally.
He's half Cypriot, half Scottish.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice accent he's got.
Previously he was an Alexios.
Yeah.
So when we were sitting together, I'd always joke that the only other time you see two Alexios sitting together is in a monastery and they're both monks. And the day he was ordained and became Gregory, obviously he lost the name Alexios. The same day in Sierra Leone, I was in Sierra Leone, we were baptizing a boy Alexios. So as we lost one Alexios, we gained another Alexios, which was a lovely moment. There you go, James.
There you go. So, Amalgama.
Yeah, we've got Amalgama as well.
Coming up.
They got the masquerade. Yeah. Apokriadigo Amalgama, they've called it. It's at the Jamboree in King's Cross.
When?
They were there last year as well. It's on the 1st of March.
1st of March.
Yeah, 6 St. Chad's Place. They've invited people to come in costumes and masks. I've got a few masks left over from COVID. I don't think they'll count.
Not those masks, colourful masks. Yeah.
So yeah, that they did it last year. It was very, very. I mean, the reason they're back this year is because it was so popular last year. And Amalgama, as always,
everything they do,
brilliant entertainers.
Yep.
Their music were from Asia Minor. There's Thrace, Macedonia, Epirus, and the Greek islands as well. So they'll keep everyone entertained. And they have this group of dancers that will regularly come to their events, and they know all these dances that we haven't a clue about, which actually you saw at the St. Pantaleimon event.
Yeah.
So that starts at it's down as 8. I've seen it down as 8 o'clock, but online it says 8:45. Get there early because they've got tables and chairs, but they're limited. The kitchen opens also at 6 o'clock, so if people want to go and have a meal first before they dance, they can go and have a meal as well at Jamboree King's Cross. The final bit is Asterakia. It's their Greek carnival. It's a yearly thing. It's very, very popular. That's on Sunday, 2nd of March, and that's 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So it's Edmonton County School. Okay, so if anyone looks up Asterakia on Facebook, or Amalgama on Facebook, they'll see all the details.
Is that the one with the face painting?
There'll be face painting, yeah. This is Eleni's husband, he's the face painter. There's dance, there's music, arts and crafts, and there'll be loads of boys dressed as Superman and loads of girls dressed as
Wonder Woman.
Princesses. Oh my God. I don't think they know Wonder Woman, to be honest. They'll be princesses.
Very good.
So that's going to be another great event to
wonderful,
attend.
packed events looking towards Lent.
Oh, and by the way, we're honoured today because we have the Cyprus High Commission mugs.
Thank you to the High Commission.
Thank
we
you.
drink to your health. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, viewers, again for another Table for Two. See you next time. Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye, viewers.